his name is...
It's John Bunday. It is the 1st of February and game number 10 is finished. It is Blue Estate on the PC. So hopefully I put in the end of the previous video, but I'm going to make these monthly now. I still record them bit by bit, so my thoughts are, fresh. But I'll collect them together and release them once a month rather than doing the roundups that I did before. Only because I was finishing some of my games and delaying putting them out straight away because of doing my RPG videos and challenge videos. So I just had loads stacked up by the end of the year. So once a month, and then there will be however long they'll be. Anyway, sorry, Blue Estate. So I think this is based off a comic. It's not one that I'm familiar with. But I first heard about this game thanks to Goldtooth a couple of years ago. He put a video out showing the PS4 version. But this one has gone on big discount on Steam, 75p discount. Some people think that the license may be about to go, so they're saying off cheap before it gets delisted. So by the time you see this, it's probably be delisted, I'm afraid, because if it has been, this will go out early March. But yeah, it's really fun. It's 7 levels long, and those levels last 20 to 30 minutes, so there's a lot of content there for on-rail shooters. It's not like House of the Dead, where the levels will be over within 5 minutes, was it? But yeah, and the story is that you start off playing the son of the Don of a crime family in LA, I think it is. So yeah, a lot of shooting, a lot of dark humor, and then so the first 3 levels play as him, the next 3 levels you play as a hired gun for the family, and then the last level you go back to the son. And yeah, so you only get to carry 2 weapons. Your handgun always has infinite ammo, whereas the other gun has got a set amount of ammo which you can then pick up refills as you go along. Playing it on the PC, I didn't find it too difficult because I was using a mouse to control. If you're using a controller, I assume it'll probably be a lot more difficult in that regard, so just be aware. But yeah, like I say, I enjoyed it. I think it was it did outstay its welcome, and yeah, I think it's a fun game. Definitely check it out if you can. So, as it was released on the Xbox One, the PS4, then you could probably pick up a physical copy, give it a go if you enjoy on-rail shooters. Future John here. I'm putting the video together for February, and for some reason, what was there for Whiplash, or game number 11, wasn't the right video, and I can't find it. So yeah, so game 11 was Whiplash on the OG Xbox. And I think that was on Sunday the 11th of Feb. I can't remember. Anyway, Whiplash. So this is a game that I picked for me and Hayden, aka Subliminal VCR, to play as part of our because he got me an OG Xbox, the Bundy box. So we played Metal Wolf Chaos. I said let's play this, and yeah, so we're gonna do a video about it. It was meant to be the next one in our series, but actually ended up being Red Dead Revolver. That's now gone out, so he's now playing that, and it will be the next video that we do that series. So, but yeah, so within this game you play as a hare and a mongoose, maybe a ferret and a hare. So it's a mascot kind of platformer where you have to get through this animal testing facility, destroy obstacles, and it's got wacky zany humor, which I did enjoy. I felt the game went on a bit too long in my opinion, but it was enjoyable. I enjoyed it, and it's a game that I think people should definitely give a try. Sadly, it's not never been like re-released. It's by Crystal Dynamics, but the game wasn't on the 360 backwards compatibility program. I don't know if it's on the Xbox like One Series X or whatever compatibility program, but it also came out, I believe, on the PS2 as well, so you could play it that way. But yeah, so I think it's a game definitely worth trying. Apologies, like I definitely had more thoughts, but because I've just realised, I was like, oh geez, what was I saying at the time? But when I do the video with Hayden, I'll have to like properly remember because it's been like a month. Anyway, back to the normal show. It is Thursday, the 19th of February, and game number 12 is beaten, and it is Red Dead Revolver on the OG Xbox. So, by the time this comes out, I may or may not have released a video with Hayden's Subliminal VCR and also with Steve, Retro Red Steve, because talking about Steve's choice of what he would recommend for the OG Xbox, which is this. So I've never played the Red Dead series. I've never got around to playing the Redemption games, and I knew about Revolver. I knew that it wasn't the same type of game, and it wasn't considered as well loved as the as the Redemption games. Anyway, give it a try. And yeah, love the like the atmosphere, the setting, the art style, the music. Yep, love all that. The gameplay I enjoy, but there were definitely some parts which were like, apparently, and we'll go into this in the episode. This was originally being made by Capcom, but then I think maybe they wanted a shot of it, so it then got bought by Rockstar. And so, next thing you know, it's being completed and published by them. But I think that also meant that it didn't get as much polish as it should have done, because there was like some glitches, and also there was some parts where it wasn't balanced very well. Like certain levels were actually harder, I would say, than levels that happen later. And yeah, so it could have done with a bit more polish, a bit more QA. But no, I really did enjoy my time with it. I mean, I was saying to Hayden and Steve in a chat, like, you know, there were times where I wanted to throw the controller through a TV, where I wanted to snap it in half because of what the game was doing to me. But honestly, I'm glad I beat it. So yeah, Red Dead Revolver on the Xbox. It is Tuesday, the 24th of February, and game 13 is beaten. And it is Three Ninjas Kick Back on the Mega CD. So this game is the next choice for the Mega CD Appreciation Society. This was Martin's pick, I believe, and from memory, or we have two Martins. Sorry, the Retro Martin's pick. And yeah, so this is a tie-in game for the movie The Three Ninjas, or Three Ninjas Kick Back. I think I saw that movie when I was a kid. I don't remember too much about it other than like a dagger and a katana being put into like a door to unlock it, you know. But it's the film is a sequel to Three Ninjas, I think. But yeah, the game. So it also came out on the Mega Drive and the SNES. The Mega CD port, besides changing the soundtrack, but also includes two additional levels, which are like first person. Like there's a gliding level, and also like where you're on like a bike as well. So those are pretty cool because they're definitely a change from the rest of the levels. Like they're using actual Mega CD hardware, which is very nice to see. It's kind of like, you know, with Batman, Batman Returns, you know, with the driving sections. It's kind of like that. So that's pretty cool. Also, they have the actor who plays like the sensei from the films is in this, not to recount his lines from the film, because that's done via text because they did it for the other platforms, but to actually like recount what you need to do for the levels, like, you know, and also because there's three different characters you could play as, like says good job Cody, you know, for example, like depending which character you play. So yeah, there's also a so with the when I say levels, there are separate like uh, parts of the levels, as in like different scenes or different missions, for example. So even though there are 7 levels, except for the 2 extras that were added for the Mega CD, the rest might be like 3 scenes long, for example. Anyway, so on the last level, level 7, in the first bit, the first scene, it says find 8 gold coins, and then if you don't, you can still proceed, but the pyramid, not the pyramid, sorry, the temple or whatever might start crumbling around you. So, got them, then you have the final boss next. But then it turns out that there's a last level that if you didn't get all the coins, then you have an extra level you need to play, and it's pretty much the place is falling apart, and there's a boulder chasing you. So a side-scrolling, you know, kind of level. Oh, side-scrolling, you know, auto-scroll kind of level. I mean, so but you get that if you didn't actually complete it. So you actually play less game if you did everything correctly, which is funny. But there's a level select to go and see that. I definitely recommend you play this game on easy, because all it changes is giving you 1 extra life per continue, but unlimited continues. It doesn't actually change any of the gameplay. It's not like you get hit less damage, for example. That's still the same, but you just get unlimited continues. And definitely do it, because this game will leech your lives. It will leech your lives. But one thing to note, which I didn't really kind of start using until the very end of the game, is if you press up on the D-pad, you can actually do a block move, which actually does block a surprising thing about. Like the final boss, I was using that to block his attacks and then hit him, so he was a cakewalk. Don't be wrong, he hit me several times because he's quite quick, but did it in 1 life. So, but yeah, as I say, there's 3 characters, and they all have different like abilities. Like one is quickest, and then one is slowest, one is in between. One is smallest, one is tallest, so different hitboxes, things like that. So it's interesting. So if you play on easy, like, because some of the levels, I say, do drag on a bit, which is a bit of a problem. Some have checkpoints, but then like you're getting through, and then like you end up dying, and then like you have 0 lives, then you get the checkpoint. It's like, well, yeah, great. But then you're learning level layouts. But yeah, it's a surprisingly well-made game. Like I say, some bits are a bit tedious, but as a tie-in, it's surprisingly good. So I would definitely recommend it. It never came out in PAL for the Mega CD. Can't remember about the Mega Drive, but it's one of the games that I converted. I did a video probably almost 2 years ago showing it off. So it's nice to actually revisit it and actually learn the game properly. So yeah. And almost 5 minutes talking about this game, and there's a whole episode of the Mega CD Appreciation Society that was going to go through all this as well. It is Saturday, the 28th of February, and game 14 is finished, and it is Hybrid Heaven on the N64. So, for those who, was it in this video or the last video? Either way, when I played Magical Century, no, why can't I even remember the name of it? Quest 64. Anyway, so I played it on this, and I've played another game now on this, which is Hybrid Heaven. And yeah, so it's a game I learned about more recently, and turns out, well, Parry Bluey is very funny. Hang on. Sorry, children laughing in the background. Bring some joy into your heart. Anyway, sorry, yes. So I heard about Hybrid Heaven a lot more recently. I do not remember at all when, you know, the N64 was still like a modern console. And apparently it's an RPG. And yeah, because it has, well, it's a wrestling RPG. So all the fights are wrestling fights, and you have like when you win a fight, you get like different stats will go up, like say HP, offense, defense, reflex, speed. Separate that during the fights. Each part of your body, head, body, right arm, left arm, right arm, left leg, right leg, each have an offense and a defense stat, and they all of them will level up separately. So when you get hit, like in a part of the body, eventually like that part of the body's defense that will go up as you keep hitting someone with that part of the body, including the head. Then that stat will go up because you can either choose to like punch, kick, or you can also kind of do like grapple someone, do like say suplexes and things like that in the game. So yeah, there's a lot of customization in that regard because then you could build your fighter to be like, spend a lot of time like just purely punching, and then they'll become quite good with the arms. But then if you need to kick, they'll be quite weak. Um, but apparently, people will be saying is that depending on how you actually like level the person, Johnny Slater is the name, then it will affect like his stance, like if he's a fighter or like how he holds himself or carries himself. I suppose the way you say it. Um, it's the kind of game though that I'll say is that it's if you're playing it actually on N64, then you might get potentially bored. It's just okay. So you probably need to spend some time grinding. And the way you can do that is that certain rooms will have like a yellow square in it, and an enemy will respawn from it. It's the same enemy over and over and over, and it does like 10 times maybe. And some areas of the game will have several of those in close proximity to each other. So if you want to try and stay ahead of the curve in regards to difficulty, you're just like going through all these fights over and over and over. So that's why I enjoy playing on this, because like in the evenings while watching like TV or something with the missus or the kids, watching Bluey, and I'm in there, then like yeah, okay, I'll play that. It's a game I would recommend. I really like the setting and the design of it. It can be a bit like samey and bland in places, but the the aesthetic they're going for, like yeah, I really like it, and I think it's a game that if people should try out, but just have those caveats. So, but yeah, so because it's the 28th of Feb, that's the last completion for February. So I'm going to try and stick with doing this once a month. But also that counts as like the second RPG of the year. I am not trying to do the 12 RPG challenge, but that's an RPG, and I'm probably very soon have another game completed because I'm playing it via RetroArch on my mobile, which is also a Game Boy RPG. So it's just yeah, I'm apparently going to be beating the 12 RPG challenge without meaning to this year. So anyway, so we'll be back for March.